Well, MahaShivRatri is perceived and celebrated in different contexts by different people. For people who are grihasthas or who live in the family structure, they see this day as the day Shiva and Parvati got married. It's Shiva's wedding day. Ambitious people in the world see MahaShivRatri as a day when Shiva conquered all his enemies. Those who are in conquest of life see it that way. Those who are on the spiritual path see this as a day when Shiva became still. So still, he became one with Kailash. Different ways as it's relevant for the lifestyles that people live. Well, generally probably most of you know the basic story of how a yogi appeared in the Himalayan region and he sat still. His greatest quality was he sat absolutely still. Initially people gathered in big numbers, but slowly they melted away because he did nothing, he just sat. Days into weeks, into months, he just sat. In the end, only 7 people were left. These 7 people recognized one thing, that if one has to sit still without the need for sleep like you, rest or sleeping, is it? What's happening to the rest? So you must understand this. There are 3 most basic compulsions in human life. One is food, hunger. When you're hungry, to simply sit here not bothering about it takes a lot of strength. Even more compulsive process is sleep. When it comes, it doesn't ask your permission, it just knocks you down. Hello? You're saying yes? Today, no. Sleep is a very deep compulsion. And the next one is death. When it comes, you can't say no. When it comes, you go. So these are the 3 most fundamental compulsions in human life: hunger, sleep and death. Today you're handling only one thing, sleep. Say, I'm very easy on you. Annadanam is there, you can eat. I won't let you die. You should not sleep. Already gone. Huh? I want to see… these lights, I can't see anything, I want to hear some signs of life. So, these 7 people hung on around him because they saw he had overcome hunger, he had overcome sleep, and he had overcome the need to relieve himself in some way. And they could not make out whether he was alive or dead. Like that, he was sitting still. Only thing was, off and on, tears of ecstasy were dribbling down his cheeks, so they knew he's alive and vibrantly alive, but absolutely still. These are three processes of life which binds you to the physical body. Once you are bound to the physical body, you are bound by the cycles of time. This year, towards the end of this year, we will consecrate the Kala Bhairava, which will make this a full-fledged kshetra. A kshetra means a place where just by being there, you will slowly melt. Transformation happens just by being in that energy. That's the only feature which was pending. It will be done this year. So, when these seven sages noticed that Adiyogi doesn't seem to have need for food, sleep, and no need to relieve himself in any way, bodily compulsions are all gone. That means he's sitting there as Bhairava, Kala Bhairava, because he's transcended time. When you transcend physicality, you transcend time. You must understand your idea of time or your experience of time is largely due to the cyclical movements. Planet spins once, we call it a day. Moon goes around, we call it a month. Planet goes around the sun, we call it a year. This is our idea of time. If nothing was going in circles, if everything was going in a straight line, you wouldn't know how to know time. Cycles of the planets, cycles of the moon, cycles of our own bodies. This is what is telling us time. Right now, it's telling time. Today, are we going to transcend time at least for one night? The nature of time is cyclical in your experience. The experiential time is cyclical. And everything that's physical is cyclical. From a single atom to the whole cosmos, everything is in cycles. When you're caught up in these cycles, or when you're ruled by these cycles, we say you're in samsara. Samsara doesn't mean family In Tamil, most people think samsara means wife, I think. No, that's not what it means. Samsara means cycles. You're caught up in the cycles of time. That's what samsara means. Sannyasa means you have liberated yourself from the cycles of time. How do you liberate yourself from the cycles of time? It's only because of the body. One night in a year, to sit up alert. How many issues? Hey, come on. Show me that you're alive. So, to sit up one night, there's a lot of struggle for a whole lot of people. But if you do enough sadhana, that even if there is a little bit, just a little bit of space between you and your body, the body that you gathered over a period of time, and yourself, if there is even a little bit of space, you will see beating time or beating sleep or beating hunger is not a challenge. Now, if one is able to transcend the physical nature, one naturally transcends time and becomes a Kala Bhairav. But these 7 people were mesmerized by his stillness and an unexplained sense of ecstasy within themselves just looking at him. Are you feeling that, looking at him? They were totally mesmerized. They spent years, they wanted to learn everything that he knows. So he said, 112 ways I will teach you. But 112 was too much for each individual. Intellectually, in terms of understanding, and experientially, in terms of being able to sustain that, was a bit too much. So he divided it into 7 parts, 16 aspects to each one of them, he taught. Each one mastered these 16 aspects. And then when he felt they have become genuinely shining beings, he said, it's time you go and share this with the rest of the world. You must leave. They did not know any other world other than him. They looked at him, we should actually leave. He said, yes, you must leave. You must take this to the world. When they were about to leave, he said, what about Guru Dakshina? You know these gurus. They looked at him, Guru Dakshina, what do we have? We don't own anything other than the loincloth that we wear. We don't have nothing to give you. What to give? They looked at each other. But he sat there nonchalantly. No, before you leave, you must pay Guru Dakshina. So Agastya Muni looked into this and said, the only precious thing that I have within me is the 16 aspects, these 16 gems that I collected from you in all these years of sadhana. I place this 16 at your feet and I will go empty-handed. Everybody else took the cue and all the other 6 also did the same. And they left empty-handed after years of sadhana, years of hardship. They left with nothing in their hands. Because they left with nothing, each one of them carried 112 ways with them. And this spine of knowledge and knowing and methods and technologies of inner well-being, they took it to different parts of the world. One of them went to Central Asia, the other one went to North Africa, another one went to South America, one went to Southeast Asia, one stayed back with him, and Agastya Muni came down to southern India. We hold him as the father of southern mysticism. Everything that we know here is just a little bit of what he was. He built a huge mansion here. He made sure every human habitation south of Vindhyas, without exception, must have some spiritual process. Spiritual process not as a withdrawal process, as they live. Every aspect of life should have an element of spiritual process. This is how he taught spirituality. Even today, in southern India, particularly in these parts of the country, simple things that people do, you will see how they sit, how they stand, how they receive, how they give, how they eat. For all this, there are postures and mudras. Even today, in remotest parts of Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, people are practicing this unknowingly. Lot of distortion has happened. But this is what it is. The yogic sciences on mass application became our dharma. A little diluted and distorted, but still it is working. Still it is working because the level of hardship the last few generations of people have gone through in these parts of the nation, poverty, disease, death, punishments from occupying forces, untold levels of exploitation, humiliation. They endured all this and still remain stable. This is only because there is spiritual process in daily life. But too much distortion is happening as generations pass. Once again, it's upon us to see that spiritual process moves down from the mountains and caves and ashrams and gets into every home. I want to make sure spiritual process is not in the hands of gurus, institutions or any kind of authority. Like our mothers taught us how to brush our teeth, like that, spiritual process should happen in every home. Only then, genuinely you will create a nation and a world which will benefit from that. Otherwise, it'll remain the exclusive property of a few, which unfortunately it's been in the last 600 to 800 years because of variety of situations that we have faced of occupation, invasions and variety of other exploitations. Why is this important? It's important because as I was saying earlier, we have come to a place where the generation of people that you're seeing now and the next generation, which are your children and grandchildren, they're not willing to believe what's written in a book. They're not willing to take up your philosophies and ideologies simply because you say it. Even if you tell them God said so, they will ask, so what the hell? This is not bad, these are good times. It is a good time when human beings dare to ask questions. It's really bad time where human beings cannot ask questions. This is a land where even so-called divine entities came. When they came, they could not give us commandments. They only got questions. I'm sorry. Look at this. Adiyogi decided to speak elaborately only with his wife, one person, somebody who's very dear to him. She freaks him with 1,000 questions. Krishna, a glorious being, speaks to only one guy in his life. That guy asks hundreds of questions. This is the nature of this civilization because this is a land of seekers. This is not a land of believers, this is a land of seekers. Here, we want to experience the truth. We don't believe the truth that is said in the books or by sages and saints. We bow down to it with great respect, but we have to experience our own truth. It's important to understand that this is a civilization where authority is not the truth. Truth is the only authority. This is the way forward for humanity, where truth is the only authority. Authority is not the truth. Because it's said in a holy book, it's not a truth for us. Because somebody who claims to be an agent of God, it is not a truth for us. I'm so sorry. All the shouting. You must know the audio went off, I kept them going, all right? Hey, you must keep it going. What is this? If the audio goes off, you'll all… So many people, why do we need a microphone? You should be able to start chanting yourself and make it happen. So, this civilization that we call as Bharat, that we call as Sanatana, is most vital, not because you are a Hindu, this is vital for every life on the planet. Because this is not a philosophy, this is not an ideology, this is not something that somebody invented. This is gleaned with profound observation of both physical life and spiritual dimension of creation. By very profound observation, we have come to this understanding that this is how life works within us. The way it works within me, fortunately that's the same way it works within you. Your mind may work differently, but the life that you are works just the way it works within me. This is true for every creature, for every animal, for every bird, for every insect and worm. This is how life works. Sanatana Dharma is about that which governs life process. This is vital not just for this country, not just for the people who identify as Hindu, this is vital for every creature on this planet, this is vital for every human being on this planet. This will always be relevant for all people and all life on this planet. As a part of this, many things are being made available. Well, if you want to take a baby step, how many of you want to take a baby step? Baby step. Hey, what a shame. Are you babies or full grown-up human adults, huh? Hello? If you are a baby, you can take a baby step. When you're a grown-up adult, you must take a big step. Because last year we launched this Miracle of Mind for people who want to take baby steps, not for babies. Grown-ups who behave like babies, for them. Well, they seem to be doing okay, a few million, I don't know how many exactly, 238 countries and territories have downloaded the app. Some 21 to 22 million meditation sessions have happened. Don't clap your hands, there are 8.4 billion people and they are taking baby steps. So this year, we're making inner engineering free so that you behave like adults, take a big step. No money, Sadhguru, I don't have money. For those people, it's free. Just do it now. Within 3 days, you must register and make it happen. It's free for you because the idea is knowledge should live in people. Knowledge not to be stored in books, knowledge not to be stored in somebody's heads, it should live and reverberate in everybody's life. That is the idea of spiritual knowledge. Let's make it happen this year, that spirituality doesn't remain a fringe in the world. As there is life breath, everybody should know the life process, how it happens and what they can do about it to live as full-fledged lives. Full-fledged life does not mean you just spend your life to eat, sleep, reproduce and die one day. Nothing wrong with those things, everybody has to do that to some extent. But once you have come as a human being, if you just limit yourself to these fundamental activities of survival, of eating, sleeping, reproduction and dying one day, you will go unfulfilled. It's my wish and my blessing. In this generation, no human being should go unfulfilled. Those of you who are sleeping, I'm telling you, nobody should go unfulfilled. It doesn't take any special skill, some past life something, no. Nor do you need extra horns, no. If you are a living human being, it's possible for you. It just needs a little orientation in that direction. In is the only way out for this. As a part of this, many things are being done. One thing is, today we will do Yogeshwara Mahabhishekam. Are you with me? Abhishekam means essentially it is a way of getting the linga wet with certain substances, because when it's wet, your ability to feel it becomes better. If you could give all of you a shower, no clouds in the sky, what shall I do? If we could give all of you a shower, then you would be far more receptive if your bodies were also wet, because that's how you were supposed to go into the temples, always take a dip in the kund and then go into the temple. The linga is also kept wet all the time. As you've seen in the Dhyana linga, it's always dripping water. Here we will do a Mahabhisheka today. Please participate, and you must do the chanting, not me, okay? I've already screamed too much. Hello? Just check your neighbor, elbow them a little bit. Hello? Make sure they're awake. You know, there is a tradition in southern India. There's a tradition in southern India that when most of the homes had tile roofing at one time, it was part of the duty for the young people, for youth and children, to take pebbles and throw it on everybody's tile roof, so that just in case somebody has fallen asleep, they must come awake on MahaShivRatri night. So it seems there is there is lot of benefit in keeping your neighbor awake. Hello? Both sides. Are you doing that? Hey, what's sadhana pada? What's happening? Samskriti, what's happening here? Isha homeschool. Hey, what rest of you? We will do the Mahabhishekam. Please, those of you who need to be there and the guests who are here also, please.